we need to think of a new advert for freebets.com.
Get your best betting offers from freebets.com.
Yeah, that'll do.
The following deals are now live.
This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Forged Irish Stout, Ready to Fight and Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined with Buddy McGirt. A massive, massive fight for your man Dan Azeez this weekend. Friends turn foes, takes on Joshua Buatsi. Excited for this fight on Saturday the 3rd of February.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for any fight, but I think this was going to be a much better fight than people anticipate.
Well, I suppose we'll initially start on the original date, October 21st. Didn't happen as he's got an injury during fight week. Buatsi has been quite sceptical of that. I suppose you've been in camp, you've seen it. What do you make of all those sort of skeptics from Joshua Buatsi?
Well, this is my thing. I believe in putting things in the past. When it's in the past, you don't think about it anymore. So to me, that was over with. And this is how I see it. It just wasn't meant to happen that time.
Well, I suppose now it wasn't meant to happen that time, it's meant to happen this time now. With them facing each other, in a training camp, you've had, however long to prepare for Joshua Buatsi. Is that a benefit where you have, these 5 or 6 or however months to prepare for one fighter in Joshua Buatsi?
I mean, listen, we were ready the last time. Camp started out rocky last time, but it finished well. I was happy the way it finished, and the unfortunate thing of his back happened. This time, the camp, was divided between me and Larry. I can't pronounce Larry's last name. But he spent a lot of time with Dan. This camp, he spent more time with Dan than I did.
And with someone like Dan, who has had so much sparring with Joshua Buatsi, how much do you feel like that plays a factor for a fighter where they've sparred so many times that it's nothing unfamiliar that Dan's not going to have seen before, maybe?
I think that, but that's true. But when it's a fight, you rise to another level.
Well, I suppose we'll move on shortly. We know that you have been busy recently. Callum Smith came up short against Artur Beterbiev. With that fight, how do you reflect on that performance with Callum?
It just wasn't his night, man. He couldn't get his motor going. So I mean, it's part of the game, man. Either it was going to be our night or his night. So that night was his night. It was Beterbiev's night. But Callum will be back.
What do you make of Beterbiev as a fighter, coaching against him and seeing how good that he can be?
I just think he's just very strong, man, He's very strong and he's very persistent. He's in your face and he's strong. And but I think that Bivol outboxes him.
I was going to ask you about that. How would you see the fight with Dmitry Bivol going?
There's a saying, styles make fights, and I think Bivol has the style to beat him.
Another thing I did want to ask you about, and obviously you would have been aware of it in the camp with Callum, and it was made a big deal during fight week and after the fight, especially talking to Liam and Paul Smith, was obviously the atypical finding with Artur Beterbiev. Dealing with that in camp, what was that was that a little bit of a concern, would you say?
Well, listen, tests don't lie. According to whoever's taking the test, I don't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? But, there's nothing we can do about it now. It's over with, you know what I'm saying? You put it behind you, keep it moving.
And what do you think is next for Callum now? Obviously, a lot of people, his future's brought into question when you do lose at the world level. There's obviously the talk of Anthony Yarde, even, potential other big fights out there for him. What would you like to see Callum do next? Do you think that would you like to see the Anthony Yarde fight if that potentially arose?
Listen, I'm gonna say it, put it like this: whatever Callum decides to do, I support him 1,000%. If he wants to fight Anthony Joshua, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Whoever he wants to fight, we get ready and go handle our business.
Absolutely, and just wanted to ask you about a few fights that are coming up. Tyson versus Oleksandr Usyk, a big undisputed fight, first time since I suppose 1999, I believe, with Lennox Lewis. Now this fight's coming ever closer. Everyone keeps not sure what side they're on, but how do you sort of see the fight going?
I think Fury's very good at using his height and size to his advantage, and in order to win this fight, that's what he has to do.
Absolutely. Buddy, just want to say thank you for taking time to speak to me. Always appreciate catching up with you, and all the best for Saturday, mate. Top man, thank you, mate. All pleasure.